How many of you have an iPad or tablet? A handful. Did you know in America, last year alone, there was 10.4 million sales of tablets, iPads, in America last year. That's going to grow by 2014 to 44 million. 4 times, 44 million and 88 million users of these things in America. These Americans will visit Britain with their iPads and their iPhones, their smartphones, and if they don't have mobile phone signal and 3G and broadband, high speed, and rural broadband, then they will think that Scotland is a backwater. They need to find out what's going on. They need to keep in touch with their office. Statistics tell us that 95% of holidaymakers, of tourists who come to Scotland, use their mobile phones as smartphones to go online and find out what's going on in their office every day. So the iPad, the connectivity is so important. And I know some of you will follow and are following the threads on the Tourism Intelligence Scotland website stuff, the LinkedIn stuff, about the high-speed broadband, about the mobile phone access signal and the quality of broadband. Do a speed test at home and go online, find the Tourism Intelligence Scotland, please, and submit that. The closure, I think, is only in a few days' time. We need to go to government, Parliament, and say to these guys, look, it's bad in these certain regions, and our customers, you are telling us that it's bad. We need to do more about it. We know the government have put in £70 million into infrastructure for broadband, as well as European funding, 25 million, and some other fund, I can't remember it, I'm sorry, if you put £50 million into it. There's 143 million pounds going into broadband infrastructure in Scotland. 143 million, that sounds like a monopoly figure for me again. Lots. What I'm told, reliably, from somebody at a big company, that hands downs need 300 million, and therefore the rest of Scotland needs 600 million, it's £1 billion in round figures to get infrastructure correctly in for high-speed broadband across Scotland, not just the cities. So, we could have had a choice, couldn't we, if we were given a choice? We put the Edinburgh trams in at £1 billion or broadband plus. The biggest thing for me is industry, private industry. This is not about us relying again on government and public sector. This is about us, you, private players, private businesses working this out and advising people like me with what you think the content of the refreshed strategy. But the industry has really no leadership body. We need to have this leadership body. The Scottish Tourism Forum has to have more buy-in from more people around Scotland. So thank you, the Association of Self-Caterers, for linking up to that. We need more money, by the way, and we'll cover that again later on. But we need more folk to get involved with tourism in Scotland to have this voice, like the NFU. Now the NFU in Scotland get £300,000 or £400,000 a year from the NFU Mutual. We don't have that, but we need to find some sort of similar figures in terms of revenue from key associations like you guys and others around Scotland. So 6 key themes. We'll cover some of them here. They're on the Scottish Tourism Forum website. But it's things like leadership and providing infrastructure and strategic direction and all that. This inconsistent quality has come up time and time again. More from you, us, the players, than our customers, interestingly. So we are more critical of each other than our customers are. Our customers keep coming back to Scotland because they like Scotland, they like us, they think we're, generally speaking, good service. It's just us, it's not just us, it's mainly us that are critical. So what we must become, I believe, is the voice of the industry, the lobbying arm of the industry, the association of associations, and there are many, as you can see down here, and this leadership. The working arm of the Tourism Leadership Group, which is the industry strategy. Government representation, advice, information, and networking. Now there's some very big companies linked and paying money into the Scottish Tourism Forum, £5,000 at a time and more. And some very small, £65 plus VAT per member. And my fundamental belief is that the bigger you are, the more interested you are in the government end of this, and the smaller you are, the more interested you are with the I and N part of this, and it's about the open meetings. What works well is the open meetings. The open meetings tend to get about 100 coming along to each one. That's good. The tourism week is well attended, with the dinner being separately well attended, and again the parliamentary reception again being well attended, about 200 to each, largely different folk. That's interesting, so we'll keep going with that. Our aim is to have every tourism-related business in Scotland linked to the Scottish Tourism Association in some way, whether they're local associations or any of the above. The challenge is to persuade all the above to join with our tourism association, and the board of the Scottish Tourism Forum is working on that this month to put together a business plan, a proposition for you and others to help understand, look, where do we fit, where do you fit with this big picture of tourism in Scotland?